is officially here. I am so excited to be sharing my first paycheck budget of the month with you. We are definitely going to be changing a few things up. I just got done filming my sinking funds kind of closeout for the month. It was another hot mess just like last month, and I figured out that I am just not saving enough, or maybe I'm spending too much from my sinking funds, maybe a combination of both. But this month in October, I'm going to be focusing on trying to save more. I'm going to be putting money directly from my paycheck budgets into some of my sinking funds rather than filtering them through savings challenges. As much as I love savings challenges, I'm still going to be doing savings challenges for some of my kind of lesser important or lower priority sinking funds. There's some of these funds that I really need to be better about prioritizing. So I'm going to be putting money directly into those sinking funds from my paycheck budgets. And I'll still have some money set aside for playing savings challenge games for my sort of lower priority sinking funds, but I really need to be focusing on these more important goals moving into October and the rest of the year. So with that in mind, in order to have a little bit more money to set aside for savings, I need to be spending less in my variable categories, specifically eating out. We had a whole heart-to-heart moment in my paycheck budget closeout from earlier this week where I talked about how I'm eating out too much. My family deserves better. And I firmly believe that. And so October, we are really going to try to eat out less. Not at all. That's not realistic. I'm hoping to stick to just like one meal out a week. I don't know if that's gonna work out or not, but that's what I'm gonna aim for. I'm gonna lower my eating out budget in order to hopefully help make that happen. Savings right now is my #1 priority. It's my biggest goal now that my credit cards are paid off. So in order to have the money to save, I have to be spending less. That has to be the case. So with all that in mind, let's talk about the paycheck budget, the first one for October. It's the paycheck my husband and I are going to receive on October 1st. And that money needs to take us all the way through until October 7th. So the 1st through the 7th. And we're going to be working with the same $1,600 that we've been working with. That is what I pull out of my husband and I's paychecks. In order to make these paycheck budgets happen, we put some money towards long-term savings. We put some money towards things that we keep private. This is not everything we earn in a week. This is just what we're using to make this paycheck budget happen. So if you are looking at my paycheck budget and wondering why I don't budget for X, Y, or Z, likely that is something I either choose to keep private or something that I take care of in sinking funds or whatever, okay? $1,600 is what we are going to use for this paycheck budget. And there's some things about this budget that have changed, but some things are just going to continue to stay the same. Starting with my fixed expenses, I'm going to start setting aside money now that we are in October for November's bills. All of our bills in October are going to be paid with money I set aside in September. That money is all sitting in an account waiting for those bills to be withdrawn. Now that October's here, we're going to start saving for November's bills, and we are going to budget $750 a week to go towards that account. Last month, I raised my amounts from $700 to $750 a week. That worked out much better. And also, I ended up with 5 paychecks in the month of September, 5 paychecks that I sort of budgeted money to put aside for October's bills. So we actually have a little bit of a surplus in there right now, which is good news. I could use that as an opportunity to lower what I'm putting in there, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to have a little bit of a surplus. That feels really good to be able to have a little bit of a cushion. So that's it for my fixed expenses, $750. Now let's talk about variable. So I want to change things up. I want to budget less for some categories here. But I don't want to go so drastic that it's not attainable or maintainable. So the 3 categories that I always budget for here are grocery, eating out, and spending. The past few weeks, I have been budgeting about $300 a week in groceries. I think I can bring that down. With my channel members, I did sort of an average the last couple of months of what I've been spending each week. Like, I took the amount I spent total for the month and divided it by the number of weeks. And I figured out that most of the time, I'm averaging about $250 a week. So that's what I'm gonna budget, $250. That's $50 less than what I have been budgeting. I think I can do it if I'm mindful. We are a family of 4. We do eat out a lot. We do a lot of convenience meals, but I can do better. I can try harder to spend less. And so October, that's my goal. Budgeting less in groceries and spend less in eating out. I've been budgeting $100. I'm going to budget, no, I've been budgeting $150 and I'm going to budget $100 this week. We'll see how I do. If I blow past this and I'm not able to meet that goal, then I can always raise it next week. That's the great thing about this paycheck budget system I have been using. I only need to look at my budget 7 days at a time. So if during this 7 days this doesn't work, the next 7 days I can switch it up. But this is what I'm trying for this. While I lowered my grocery and eating out budgets, I'm actually going to raise my spending budget to $100 from $50, which is what I have been budgeting. Because I have been finding that I have been spending money week to week from my sinking funds rather than here. And that kind of defeats the purpose. What's the point of putting money into savings just to turn around and spend it? So for those more regularly occurring things that I have been pulling out of sinking funds, I'm going to use my spending money. And hopefully that will mean that I'm spending less from sinking funds and I'm putting more into sinking funds so that I'll actually see some growth in those funds. Okay? So that means that we have a total here $250 plus 100 plus 100 $450, where we have been budgeting about $500. This way, with a few changes, we're now budgeting $450 for our variable expenses. A little bit less in groceries, a little bit less in eating out, a little bit more in spending, for a total of about $50 fewer for our variable expenses. And we'll see how it goes. Maybe we can lower some things later on, maybe not. We're just gonna play it by ear. It's only 7 days. I can commit to anything for 7 days. All right, now for sinking funds. There are some sinking funds that I have set up that I have not added money to in the last couple of months because I haven't had money to add, because it's all been going to those funds that I use regularly for spending, like Austin's sinking fund, pet expenses, that sort of thing. So I'm hoping raising my spending money a little bit to cover some of those things week to week will mean I take less from sinking funds, but I need to be prioritizing like my emergency sinking fund, for example. Like I have $20 or something in there that's not going to do anything in a true emergency. So for the high priority sinking funds, I am going to be taking money directly from my paycheck budget here and putting them directly into those funds. That's going to be $200 this week. So rather than putting it into my savings challenge games and then at the end of the month when those savings challenge games are finished, I put it into that sinking fund, I'm going to put this directly into sinking funds, $200. And then for savings challenges, I'm going to put $100. So yeah, we're saving about $100 more, and I'm shifting my focus and prioritizing those high priority sinking funds, having a little bit less to put into the more fun, like shopping and like not super important, low priority savings challenges or sinking funds. That's what I'll use my savings challenges for. So it means we'll be playing fewer games, but really I should not be playing games with important things like emergency funds. So that's what I'm gonna do. $300 total into sinking funds. And if I have extra money from my variable expenses, if I somehow manage to spend even less than this $450, then I'll put this extra money towards my mini savings challenges. We'll do something fun with it. But I really need to do better with my sinking funds, my short-term savings. Skipping down here to extra debt, guess what? We are still credit card debt free, so we are not working with anything there. All of our credit cards have a zero balance right now. Huzzah. So here's the total section. We started with $1,600. For fixed expenses, it was $750. For variable expenses, $450. For sinking funds, $300. And nothing to extra debt. So let's see what that leaves us. All right, that leaves us with $100 remaining. And that's going to act as our buffer. So if I, for example, go over budget in one of these categories that I lowered, then I have a little bit of a cushion to cover it. If I don't, and this $100 doesn't need to be touched for anything, it'll just sit in my account. And then at the end of the month, anything I have left will go into savings. Last month, I used a big part of my buffer to cover my short-term savings, my sinking funds, because I didn't save enough. So I didn't get to put that money into long-term savings. I had to use it to cover myself for overspending in my short-term savings. Short-term savings, my sinking funds that I talk about, are things that are going to come up within a calendar year. Long-term savings is for things that we are saving for longer term. I've been putting money aside regularly into our long-term savings. I don't really talk about it here because I like to keep that number private, but those savings are for things longer term than a year. So hopefully we have money left in this buffer that we can add to our savings, whether it be short-term or long-term. If not, if we spend it all, then, you know, I'll short myself from meeting those goals, which are my top priority, my savings. So hopefully this works out. It's a little bit different. I'm going to pull this $300 now out of the bank. I'm going to put $200 directly into my sinking funds. And then we'll play $100 worth of savings challenge games. So I will be right back. We'll do both of those things in this video. All right, so I have my cash here. It should be $300, so we're just gonna count it really quickly. I've got it all separated here. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, so that's 180, 90, 200, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, so that's 250, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 300. Okay, so we do have 300. We are gonna play some savings challenge games, but before I do that, I wanna get some money directly into my sinking funds, the ones that I consider more high priority. So we're gonna start out with Austin's sinking fund. We are spending from this fund regularly. It seems like Austin always needs something, so we need to put some money in here. And this fund is gonna get $20. Doesn't seem like a lot, but it all adds up. I'm gonna just put the money in here and I will fill in the transaction log off camera. Otherwise this video is gonna be longer than it already is. So Austin's getting 20. Camping is also going to get 20 to go in with what is already in there. Car is going to get 10. This is a fund for any car repairs, car maintenance, registration, that sort of thing. So we need to be adding money to it. We're gonna skip celebrations. That's a lower priority fund. We'll be funding this with our savings challenges. Same with Christmas. Even though Christmas is something that is coming up pretty quick and it's very important, we have been saving all of our credit card rewards throughout the year for Christmas. So any extra money that goes into Christmas is just that, it's extra. So it's not a high priority. Clothing right now is not a high priority. We're gonna skip it. Emergency, huge high priority. It's gonna get $40 today. So 20, 40. So excited to see these funds that I have not touched start to finally grow. So that was it for this binder. I got so many funds that I needed to separate them into two, and I may well switch these out in the future and have high priority and low priority. For now, they're just kind of alphabetical, split between the two. Plus I have my ding 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 envelope in here, so we'll skip that. That's for every time I finish a savings challenge, I add $1 to this one. Hobbies is low priority. We'll use savings challenges to fund that, but home is high priority. And it's getting $10, which I know doesn't sound like much, but it's something which is more than this fund has seen lately, so I'm excited about it. Insurance, high priority. It's getting 10 as well. Medical, high priority. We have a ton of medical expenses all the time. So $40 going in here. Pet expenses, high priority. It's gonna get 20. Shopping is low priority. We'll fund that with savings challenge money. Subscriptions is one of the more high priority ones, so we're gonna add $10 to it. Vacations, high priority. It's getting $20. We do have a trip booked for the end of November, so I definitely need to start stocking this a little bit more so we have some spending money for that. And that's that. So now all of my high priority funds have been touched. They've gotten something this month, which is more than I can say for the last couple of months. So I'm happy with that. Like I said, I'll fill in the transaction log later. Now we should have $100 left if I did everything correctly, and that we can play games with. So let me count it really quick. We have 20, 30, 40, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. So $100. It's not as much as I have been playing with, but it's something. And I need to start out with my Make Your Picks savings challenge. I have been playing this regularly every week. I don't want to stop. It has the possibility of taking quite a bit of this money. Hopefully the picks that I made last week come through for me and I don't end up putting a ton of money towards this savings challenge. So this savings challenge will go to fund one of my low priority sinking funds. At the end of the month, we will still allocate all of the finished savings challenges. There's just probably going to be fewer challenges and they're going to go to the more like fun, lower priority funds. So I need a highlighter. I need to go in and see what happened with the football season last week. Once again, I was too busy to watch any of the games. The whole point of me doing these savings challenges was to hopefully encourage me to watch the games, and I just haven't had the chance the last couple of weeks. It's been crazy busy. So I'm hoping that for week 5 I'll actually be able to watch some games. So I'm going to pull up the scores here on my phone, just thanks to Google. I'm going to keep it off camera so I don't blind you with the glare, and I'm just going to go through and highlight who won each game, and then we'll go at the end and figure out how many I got right, how many I got wrong, and how much I'm going to pay to this challenge. This savings challenge is from Kimmy's Budgets on Etsy, who is Bayesian Girl Budgets here on YouTube, and I'm loving this challenge so much. Okay, so week 4, Cowboys versus Giants. The Cowboys won. So I'm just highlighting the winner. Bengals and Panthers. The Bengals won. So these are in different order on my page than they are here, so I'll be jumping around a little bit. Saints and Falcons. The Falcons won. So it looks like already my predictions have not been great, but just fine. This is fun. It's not that big of a deal. All of the money is going towards a good cause, so I'm happy with that. Saints versus Falcons. Oh, I already did that. Jaguars and Texans right here. The Texans won. They're doing really great this season. Broncos versus Jets is down here, and the Broncos won. Vikings and Packers right here. The Vikings won. Steelers and Colts. The Colts won. My Steelers did not pull through for me, sadly. Rams and Bears. That's up here. The Bears won. Oh yeah, I did really poor job again this week of choosing winners. Okay, Eagles and Bucks right here. The Bucks won, so that's good. Patriots and 49ers. The 49ers won. Commanders and Cardinals. The Commanders won. Chiefs and Chargers. The Chiefs won. Browns and Raiders. The Raiders won. Bills and Ravens. The Ravens won. Titans and Dolphins. The Titans won. And then Seahawks and Lions. My Lions won. So, looks like it was a pretty mixed bag. Got some right, got some wrong. Let's see how we did. If I picked right, by the way, I pay $1. If I picked wrong, I pay $2. So keep that in mind. So right here, we were right, wrong, 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 okay, wrong, hey, right, wrong, right, wrong, nope, 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 I'm lying, this one was right. Luckily I'm using erasable pen. Wrong, right, right, right. Okay, kind of pulling it out at the end here. Wrong, wrong, right. So looks like maybe 50-50. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 right. Should mean I got 8 wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wrong. So I think that's what I did last week as well, or somewhere around there. So yeah, not a great record, but for 8 picked right, I'm gonna save $8. For 8 picked wrong, I'm gonna save $16. That's $24 total. So we've got 20, 21, 22, 23, $24 for week 4. That is a completed challenge, my first completed challenge of October. And you guys know, even though we're working with less money, we are still playing the Ding 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 challenge. So we're gonna celebrate the fact that we finished our first challenge of October, and I'm going to add $1 to this Ding 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 challenge. This is Donna, powered by Creativity, created this. It says when a bell rings in the savings and budget community, that means a savings challenge is fully funded and you add $1 each time you ring the bell. So I am considering each week of this Make Your Picks challenge as a finished challenge. So yeah, my first $1 for October going in there. That feels really, really good. This is gonna get set aside for the end of the month, where it will then be allocated into one of my lower priority funds. I suppose I could just allocate it right now, but I don't know, I gotta leave something to the imagination for fun. All right, so that was Make Your Picks. That is done. All right, I'm popping this in here because I realized I never made my picks for week 5. So it is Thursday morning. I'm editing this video and yeah, I never made my week 5 picks. I just moved right on to other things. So I went in and made my selections really quickly. This is who I think is gonna win this week. I think it's gonna be a pretty good week of football despite the fact that my Lions are not playing this week. So yeah, these are my predictions. Hopefully I did better for week 5 than I did for week 4. We shall see. Hoping to actually watch some of these games. But yeah, there we go. I told you guys my medical sinking fund is a high priority. And so I already put some money aside. And that's true. It is a high priority. However, I still have a medical savings challenge game to play. I have this savings challenge here from Mischief Managed Budgets. I have it here in my binder. And this money is gonna go to my medical sinking fund. I don't wanna waste this, so I'm gonna continue to do it. So we're gonna add money through the high priority method of just putting money directly into that fund, but we're also gonna save using this challenge, at least until this challenge is gone. And that just means there'll be more money left for this fund, which is good news because I spend a lot on medical expenses. So we're gonna scratch at least one today. So we're gonna scratch this one here. And it is $30. So we're gonna add $30 to this challenge. And I think I'm gonna stop there since I don't have as much money to work with. And we'll just add $30, 10, 20, 25, 30 to this fund, and then this money will just be extra money going to my medical sinking fund when this challenge is done. It's definitely not a bad thing. You can see I have quite a few challenges here that I have started for some of these more high priority funds. I don't want those challenges to go to waste, so I will likely finish the challenges just kind of slowly and add extra money to these funds and still continue to add to them weekly as well when I can. So that's my plan, at least until the challenges I have already started have been completed. I have this Pirates Savings Challenge that I have been working on for quite a while for Austin. I think I'm just gonna call it done. If we look at the challenge, oh no, my camera battery's dying. I'm gonna need to change that. So I'll be right back and then we'll talk about this. All right, fresh battery to work with here. So like I was saying, this Pirate Savings Challenge I have worked on a ton. I've saved quite a bit of money for it. And I'm just ready to move on and do something else. I'm funding Austin Sinking Fund on a weekly basis now, rather than doing savings challenges. It doesn't mean I won't throw in a savings challenge here or there, a shorter one, to add extra money to his fund, but the Pirates Challenge I'm gonna go ahead and call done. So even though I didn't quite finish it, I had a really great time with it. This Pirates Challenge is from M. Loesch Designs. I highly recommend it. I definitely will be playing it again. I'm just gonna take the money from this challenge and I'm gonna consider this one complete. Sort of cheating, quitting kind of before the end, but I saved a ton of money through this challenge and Austin's fund could definitely use the extra boost. So what do I have in here? Like I said, it's quite a bit. 100, 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. $123. That's amazing. That's plenty. I can use this money to go towards his challenge and then, you know, start up a new challenge later on down the line. Use this one again for something else. I'm just gonna go ahead and call this done. So I'm gonna ring the bell. Still gonna add my dollar. I just want to kind of clear up some of these challenges that I have already going on. This is going to go away for the end of the month. This can go away as well. So that's done. Also, I can pull out this Let's Go Camping. We finished this one. That money was already allocated last week or last month. So we can get rid of that. Debt Roulette, it's not something I'm playing currently, so I can get that out of here. All right, 654. We should definitely play a round of 654. This money can go to, let's see. Let's have this money go to shopping for this last round of 654. And I will finish this up this month, and that will be the money that I add to my shopping fund. Seems like a good way to do it, and seems like a good way to continue to work on these challenges that I've already started. So, for 654, if you are not familiar, it is a dice game. I'm gonna kind of push all this stuff off to the side. I'm dropping things, my apologies. It's a dice game, and I need 5 dice in order to play. All right, so I've got 5 dice here, and essentially the way that this works is I'm trying to build a cash envelope binder, and each number represents a part of that binder. So a 6 is the binder, a 5 is the envelopes, and 4 is labels. The object of this game is to roll each of these, but I can't roll a 5 before I roll a 6. I have to have the binder before I can add the envelopes. So I get 3 rounds to try to do this. I have to roll a 6 first, then a 5, then a 4. If I manage all of those things, then I save the amount that's on the 2 extra dice. If I don't, I save $10. So let's roll. All right, so I did indeed get a 6, so I can hold that back and roll these other 4 dice to try to get the 5 and the 4. Just roll 2, and I got it. I got the 6, the 5, and the 4. Means I created my binder here, and what's left is 12. So we're gonna save 6 and 6 for a total of $12. 10, 11, $12 going towards my shopping sinking fund, which is exciting. Let's do one more round. All right. Okay, so I got the 5 and the 4, but I can't keep those because I did not roll the 6. So this roll was a bust, and we will try again. This time I did indeed get the 6, but no 5 or 4, so I get to roll one more time to try to roll that 5 and 4. And I got the 4, but no 5, so that means I did not manage this round, and I'm gonna save $10. All right, so that is a total of $10, $15, $20, $21, $22 going into 654 for my clothing sinking fund. Or my shopping sinking fund, sorry. You know what? No. I think I am going to do this for my clothing sinking fund because I still have a savings challenge open for shopping that I forgot about. So we're going to erase this. This is going to go to clothing instead, which is fine. Oh, that's what 654 was going to anyway, was clothing. So that's perfect. And I'm going to pull in this strawberry savings challenge, and we're going to finish this up, and that will fund my shopping. Hopefully I have enough money to finish this challenge today. This challenge is from Wild Everest on Etsy. She has really great affordable savings challenges. It's a scratch off, so I'm just gonna scratch here. Ooh, it's a big one, $20. I do not know how much money I have left. Do I have $20? 5, 10, 15. I do. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right, so that leaves me with a whopping $3 left. So I'm just gonna go ahead and scratch this off. And whatever I don't have, it'll be an IOU for next time. $10. All right. So that means I'll have an IOU of 7. I will make sure to true that up next week. Have a little IOU card that I never bothered to clean off. All right, you know what? Instead of an IOU, I'm just gonna pull $7 out of the stack of cash I have over here waiting to go to the bank. I will true that up another time, but I don't want to have to owe myself anything, so I'm just going to go ahead and add those $7 for a total of 10. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that should completely finish this challenge. So it should be $90 total. Let's just count it and make sure. All right, 20, 40, 60, 65, 70, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 90. Okay, so that is indeed $90. And that means we finished another challenge, which means I'm gonna have to steal another $1 from my bank stack here, but we're gonna ring the bell. I'm gonna get this set aside with my finished challenges. And this is going to go to shopping. I need to make a note of this. All right, I wrote myself a little note that that is for shopping. I'm gonna get this in with my other completed challenges for the week. Already have a really great start for my October finished challenges. I'm gonna snitch another $1 from my bank stack here and put that into the ding 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 envelope. So we already rang that bell. And that is gonna do it. So let me know, you guys, what you think of the way I've been doing things now, adding money into my sinking funds in addition to playing savings challenge games. I just think it makes more sense prioritizing my higher priority savings with my sinking funds, putting money directly in there. But yeah, leave me some feedback down below. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, leave me a dice emoji so that I know. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for another video. Bye.